the Vincent Luque versus NIKO Pierce fight. So that was a welterweight fight at 170.
Yeah. I thought it was a really good matchup. I've seen Luque fight before. I have not seen Price fight before. And that dude has a chin.
Oh, man.
That dude has a chin.
Dude was a banger for sure. Like you saw that Luque did have technique when it came down to their rounds, but NIKO Price had a lot of heart, and he was taking a lot of big shots that were hitting.
Yeah. I mean, they were pretty even on the scorecard in terms of, significant strikes and things like that. They both worked the legs a little bit, but I mean, a lot of that damage came from a lot of head strikes. And at the end of the day, the face can only take but so much.
Very true. Very true. And you saw, like, in the beginning or the first round, it was a very technical fight. The guys were fighting at a good pace, a very high octane pace, which is something that we all love to see. But there was a lot of good technique going on. You would see Luque with those good leg kicks right off the bat. But Price was coming right back with those counter punches. And he was working combinations off those counter punches too, which is huge.
Yeah. And what's funny is you're going to start seeing a lot more of that, I think, in the UFC as the striking kind of develops and kind of becomes more sophisticated. And you kind of saw that, with the main card with, Ferguson and Justin Gaethje, where these guys are starting to set stuff up a lot more now, these high-level guys. And they're not just throwing random strikes. They're using their legs to set up their hands, or they're using their hands to set up their legs. And I think you're going to start seeing a lot more of that.
Yeah, really mixing it up. I mean, you're getting a lot more guys are using that Muay Thai in there too. We're seeing so many more teeps now. We're seeing so many more checks now.
I mean, how many fights were there in total between all the prelims and the main card? What was it, like 15 some odd fights, 11, 10 fights, something like that?
It was nine fights, not counting the early prelims. So from prelims on, 9 fights.
Yeah, 9 fights plus the 2, so 11 fights.
Mm-hmm.
There was legit one grappling match.
Yeah, only one.
Everything else was on the feet. Everything else.
People are banging, man. People are banging out.
And you're talking about, I mean, there's guys included in this. You're talking about Cejudo, who's an Olympic wrestler, kept it all on the feet, against Dominic Cruz, who's a legit ground guy.
Yeah.
Kept it all on the feet. So, I mean, it was really, really interesting, like you said, to start seeing a lot more of that Muay Thai and stuff being played on the UFC card.
Now you're seeing these high-level guys work that takedown defense a lot more so that they can dictate the fight on the ground or on the stand-up.
Yeah.
So it was good. I mean, that first round was really good with Luque and NIKO. Luque did end up hurting Price towards the end, but it was a real banger.
Yeah.
They started banging out a little bit more in the second round. Price was fighting good in the early exchanges. Had to take a little bit of time for a second low blow that he got. So he got hit with a low blow. The ref actually had to tell Luque, hey, man, accident or not, no more accidents.
Right. That's two. No more accidents.
Yeah, you're beat at that point. And then Pierce recovered and tried to slip in a couple of roundhouse kicks. But his momentum actually made him slip. So he went and tried to do a big roundhouse kick like right after a clinch. My man slipped and fell right on his back. It happens to the best of us, man.
Well, and that kind of goes back to what I was saying before about just throwing these single strikes, these big haymakers, trying to hit the home run without setting it up. I mean, you and I both know you can see a head kick coming from a mile away if it's not set up. So those things, those to me, those types of strikes just scream desperation.
And you and as you said, like we saw it in the Gaethje fight too, where he would set it up with a double jab or a jab into a kick, and that's how you want to do. You want to start setting yourself up for success.
Yeah, but you know what, man? I mean, towards the end of the later rounds, you get tired, and a lot of it is desperation, especially if you think you're behind on the cards, and you just start looking for that home run knockout. And sometimes guys do stuff like that. It's heat of the battle type stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And towards the end of this one, like you saw that they were gassing a little bit towards the end of the second round. Third round, they both came out looking pretty good. NIKO Price was actually looking really good.
He looked really fresh. He looked really fresh in the third round. He did. He came
out looking really good. But in the end, I think LUQUE dropped him, got on top with a nice big hammer fist, and got some blood time going, and the ref had to just stop the fight right then and there. So he wasn't knocked out, but it was TKO.
I believe it was a lead hook, right, that caught him?
Yep.
Yeah, it was a lead hook that caught him, and I mean, that thing just hit flush. And, you know, like Connor says, you know, practice and precision.
It was the overhand left. Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I mean, that just, man, that was a clean shot. And those are hard to take.
Oh, yeah.
So
no doubt. But that fight was a banger. These guys were trading shots. They really put it all right out there on the line. So that was for me one of the more exciting fights of the day, honestly.
And that's what you need to do when you're fighting on a prelim.
For sure, because you want to be able to be seen by the public. You want to be able to be seen by the commissioner. You want to be able to have more fights so you can lead up to that title fight.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, and I'm nobody, but in my opinion, you know, you're almost looking for more of a showmanship than the win-loss. I mean, the win is nice, the W is nice, but on a prelim, you just want people talking about your name, and that's how you start getting on main cards, you know. And I think both these guys did that.
That's exactly what Connor did. You know, he built up his notoriety over his preliminary
he was exciting
fights.
to watch. And, you know, you look at guys like Diego Sanchez. Diego Sanchez was never really in contention to win anything, but he had a very long career, and he was always exciting to watch.
He was a blast.
You knew you were going to get a fight. You know, Chris Lieben was the same thing. You remember Chris Lieben?
Yeah.
He was the same thing, man. Like, at no point was he ever going to challenge for a belt or anything like that. But you knew you were going to get some fireworks if Chris Lieben was in the ring.
Outlaw. When Outlaw would be fighting, you know, you know, you're not expecting the dude to hit a belt, but God dang, when he's coming out there hot.
You know you're in for a fight.
Yes, sir.